Hey there, welcome back to Excel Guys Excel tutorials, and today I'm going to cover Excel databars and icon sets. So as you can see in cells A1 and B1, I've actually set up an icon set rule and an Excel databar, well, a databar rule, sorry. So the way you do this is it's actually in conditional formatting under the home ribbon tab. So conditional formatting, and then you can see on the drop down there's databars and there's icon sets. There's also the color scales, and some rules up here, but I'm not going to cover those, just databars and icon sets. So I can actually see what rule I've done by going to manage rules, and then you can see in my current selection, so A1, I've got this databar and it applies to A1. So if I go to edit the rule, I can see what I've done. So I can see that it's a databar, the minimum number is 0, the max is 1, and I can actually see I've put in this cell equals 0.4. So it covers, this bar covers 40% in that sense of the cell. So I could change it to 0.8 and cover 80%, so the bar would end around the B, I guess. And I've just given it a red border so you can see it a bit easier. And that's about it for that. So let's just change this to 0.8 and see. Yeah, so as you can see, the bar correlates between 0 and 1. Now if I went to minus, let's say -5, it's not really going to like it, to be honest. Or it's more the sense that because the range is between 0 and 1, it's not going to show if it's not in the range, if it's before the first range. So if I did equals 2, it just shows as 1. So that's the only sort of limitation. If it's above the max, it just shows as the max, where the max is 1. So if this is equal to anything greater than 1, it's just going to show as equals 1 kind of in the bar format. Let's keep it at 0.7. And then as for the icon set, so again, conditional formatting, manage the rules. You can see I've applied an icon set, and it applies B1 to E1. That's interesting. Let's just change that. So now it's B1. Edit the rule. You can see how I've done this. So the format style is an icon set. I'm using this cross warning green tick. So I'm saying if the value is greater or equal to 0.7, give it this green tick. If it's less than 0.7 and greater or equal to 0.4, I'm giving it this warning, amber warning. And then if it's less than 0.4, I'm giving it a red cross. So as you can see up here, I've got equals 0.89, so it's a green tick. So going off what I just said, if I put equals 0.62 or 63, we'll get the amber symbol because that's between 0.4 and 0.69 in this case. So now if I go less than 0.4, let's go 0.2. We're going to get the red icon set. So that's pretty cool. So let's put that back to 7.5, I don't know. I've set up now here a score and grade table. So as I've done before in different tutorials, I'm going to map the student score with a grade. I'm going to actually use an XLOOKUP to do this, and I'll show you guys how powerful XLOOKUP is in just a moment. So I formatted this into a table. As you can see, Table Tools Design pops up when I click inside the range. And when I come out of it, I don't get it anymore. And if I go to this range here, this is also a table. So I've set this up as a table and this up as a table. So let's say we got student Matt, he gets 90. Now we're going to use an XLOOKUP to get the grade. So equals XLOOKUP, which is an Office 365 function. Our lookup value is going to be this 90 at score, because it's in the table. Our array is going to be this score column in the score grade table, and our return array will just be the grade column. If we enter that, you see we get A star. So what if we change this to 88, right? Now you'll see we get an error because I've actually used exact matching. XLOOKUP uses exact matching unless specified otherwise. So if you see in these parameters, if not found, that's if it returns an error, but in this case it's because the match mode is wrong. So I'm going to actually go again, another comma, match mode. Now default is exact, so it's looking for 88 in this table, but you see 88 doesn't actually exist. So we want to use exact match or the next smaller item. Because remember, if they get 88, they haven't got enough points to get an A star, so they're going to go down to an A. Because if we went exact or next larger, we'd return an A star with 88, which is wrong. Because they haven't got 90, and 90 is the minimum for an A star. So we're going to go -1 here. Search mode, that's just going to say stick to 1 default, you don't need to specify it. And then we're going to close that, and you see we get an A. Now, if you do not have Office 365, and you can't, you won't have access to XLOOKUP. You can just do a lookup function. So I'm going to look up 88 in this vector, and the result vector is here. And due to the nature of lookup, it's going to return the desired grade. So that's cool. Just going to Control Z and go back to my XLOOKUP, but XLOOKUP or lookup, either one works. I just like the XLOOKUP one as it's a new function. It's got lots of perks about it to use it. So, but yeah, as I say, XLOOKUP or lookup, depending on your Excel version, to use that, both work just fine. So now we're going to use a databar conditional format. So I'm going to go conditional formatting, databars. I like a solid. Let's go for solid blue. Now you see nothing's happened, but I've actually set this bar up now. Well, I've got the conditional formatting ready. I just need to, edit the rule or manage it. So if I go to manage rules, you'll see I got this data bar that applies to J4, which is right. But I haven't really set it up yet. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to go minimum number is 0, because remember this test score is out of 100. So you can get 0 and as the minimum, and the max you can get is 100. So, okay, that's fine. Let's set that up. Okay, nothing's happened. Why not? Well, I haven't specified any value in this bar. At the moment, it just equals nothing. So if I set this equal to the score, you'll see I get the bar fills up 88% of this cell, which is what we want. But we've got this 88 here, and we don't want that, so how do we get rid of that? Well, if you go back into the rules, so conditional formatting, go down to manage the rules, click on the databar rule, edit the rule, and then there's a tick box here that says show bar only. So if we tick that and go OK again, that's perfect. It gets rid of the text. We've just got the bar, and it fills up 88% of the cell. So if this was 50, it'd fill up half of the bar. And I got grade D, which is right. So let's put that back to, let's say, 90. And then icon set, similarly, conditional formatting, icon sets. And then let's go for this one again. So the three symbols circled. So we click that again. So we've got it ready, set up. Now we just have to manage it. So we go into it by manage rules, edit the rule. So here we've got, I like having numbers, not percents. So if it's greater or equal to 70, it will get a green. So basically if it's a B or higher, in this case, or if it's greater or equal to 40 and less than 70, we're going to give it this amber warning. Otherwise it will get this red cross if it's less than 40. So if I OK that, now if I set that equal to the score again, you see we've got a tick, 90. So that will stay a tick. So if I went to 65, it gives us an amber warning. If I get 35, it's going to give us a red. So you can see it's set up correctly. But now I just want to tidy it that little bit like we did before. Go back to edit the rule, show icon only, tick that, OK. And now let's just give it a sense. Let's centralize it so that it looks nice and tidy. So let's add someone. So as you can see, the only thing with XLOOKUP is it's going to give me an A star straight away, but that's fine. I could nest it so that if this cell is blank, return nothing. So let's do that. So equals if is blank. If that score is blank, we're going to return nothing. Otherwise, we're returning this XLOOKUP function. So now you can see I've nested the is blank to say the cell doesn't have anything in it. Therefore, I want the if to return blank. Otherwise, if it's not blank, I'm going to return this XLOOKUP. So now if I return 65, you see it fills in. So let's say Kelly gets 65, which is a C, fills up 65% of the bar with an amber warning. Now let's go to someone else. Let's say Jasmine gets, let's say she didn't revise very well. She gets 22. That's a U. So this fills up 22% of the bar, and she gets a red cross. So as you can see, it's pretty tidy. Yep, it looks tidy to me. And let's say she revises the test and gets 58. So you can see that the grade column is picking up correctly, the data bar is looking correct, and the icon set's looking correct. So it's all getting pretty nice. It looks tidy as we wanted. We can even put a border around it all with Alt HBA. Or you can come up here and you can select all borders. It does the same thing. The Alt-H BA is just the keyboard shortcut. So when you press the Alt key, you get all these shortcuts come up, and Alt-H is home, and then B is borders, and then A is kind of for all. So that's the combination. You just press it quick and it will do it for you. So that is my tutorial today on Excel databars and icon sets. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.